Hi, I'm Chris with Brinson Marine, and I'd like to go over a few maintenance items as well as what to do with your lift in the winter time. Now with ShoreMaster vertical lifts, there really isn't any maintenance to it, but there are two components that you should keep your eye on, being the cables and the pulleys, particularly the winch cable, which you typically get about 5 years of usage out of, depending upon how heavily you use it. And I would just make sure that every month or so you're going and checking and make sure you don't see any frays, any crushed or flat spots in the cable, or any rust spots. Those are all potential points of failure, and you want to make sure that you change that cable out before it actually breaks on you. Now, as for the pulleys, they tend to make this very distinctive screeching sound when they do start to wear out, and you'll particularly hear it when the boat is actually on the lift and you're using it. You may not hear it at all when the boat isn't on the lift and you're going up and down with it. So just keep an ear out for that. If you do hear the screeching noise, it may be time to change at least one of the pulleys. As for wintertime, there's really only two things to consider, which are the motor and the batteries. And if you don't have either of those things, your hoist can pretty much just sit out as is. Now with the motor, some people like to think that they need to cover it with a trash bag, plastic bag, something of the sort. I'd recommend not doing that because you might just end up trapping moisture inside the bag, and it's just going to sit in there with the motor all season. As for the batteries, I'd highly recommend you bring them inside somewhere warm and keep them on trickle charge over the winter. But if you can't do that, you can leave it hooked up to the solar panel that charges it during the season as well. Just make sure it's covered so the wires don't corrode at all from the snow. Now, other than that, there really isn't anything you need to do to it for the winter. You can take that chance to maybe pressure wash it and make it look nice. Maybe spray some lube into the pulleys. That won't hurt. Other than that, there's really nothing else to do to them. They're pretty simple. So if you have any questions, feel free to call the number below. Otherwise, thanks for watching.